It's Star Smith here with the Menu All Star Podcast. Where you guys been? What's been going on? Listen, I've missed you. We're out here on Saturday, about to get ready to do some s'mores. Sipping and s'mores Saturday. We out here in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day here in the city. It's about 70 degrees. Temperature's getting ready to drop a little bit. We're coming down on sundown. Um, So I just wanted to get on live with you to see what's up, what's up, what's up. How's everybody doing? Talk a little bit, sip a little bit, make some s'mores. We got the kids coming out with their s'mores in a little bit. So I hope you like and subscribe and share this video. Um, you guys have been loving the shorts that we've been putting out. We are so excited. Thank you for supporting us. We had a wonderful time in California. It was absolutely phenomenal. We went to Santa Monica. We went to Arcadia. We were in Long Beach. Of course, we were in West Hollywood. We just had an absolute phenomenal time out there in California. We're going to go back in a month or so because I didn't get all of my business done that I needed to get done because we had so much of the children's activities going on. We had the beach challenge. We had the botanical garden day, arboretum botanical garden day. Then we had the Universal Studio day. And then we had, oh my God, we had so many things on and on and on, et cetera, et cetera. So we were there for about a week. The flight was absolutely phenomenal going. We had some hiccups along the way. That was to be expected with a lot of things that's transpiring in TSA through airports all over the country. But we definitely had our patients packed with us and we were accommodated very well. So, some of the things that I just wanted to talk about today, I know we kind of missed Relationship Thursday, but I also wanted to discuss with you guys some things that I saw that you may be experiencing. The self driving cars. We saw a lot of that in LA. We saw the self driving cars. We saw some of the robots delivering food. The self driving cars were called robot taxis. If you guys are experienced with robot taxis, put it in the chat. Let me know. Brazil, thank you for tuning in. Brazil, do you guys have the self driving cars, the robot taxis there? If so, let me know. Put it in the chat. Are you guys experiencing self-driving autonomous cars, robot taxis? And would you, Egypt, thank you for tuning in. Would you ride in a ride share or a taxi where it's self-driven, where it has the brains in the computer board and it knows how to get you from A to point Z, wherever you need to go? Are you willing to now participate in what I've seen in LA, being in the back of a robot taxi? I think that is a phenomenal idea. I didn't get a chance to participate in a ride share with a robot taxi because we were so that's scary. Yeah, Rocco, I know it is scary. But we're talking about, would you ride in a robot taxi? I've seen so many when I was out in LA, California, Hollywood. I mean, it's absolutely incredible as to the number of the self-driving cars that's on the road in California right now. It needs control, predictable city or neighborhood. Yes, thank you, Essence. I appreciate that. You know what? I seen these cars. They would stop about 500 feet away, allow pedestrians to cross. They did not proceed until the circumference of that area was absolutely clear to proceed. I mean, they were the most structured, well calculated driving robots that I've seen, and I haven't seen many, but what I did see, it was very safe. So with me seeing that, and I kept seeing it, so it was subliminally messaging to me, hey, you need to try this. Hey, you need to try this. And there were people that were riding in the back of these taxis, these self-driving taxis. And I said, well, listen, if people are driving cars and these people are emotionally unintelligent, let's say, because cars don't crash other cars, people crash cars. So if you're dealing with people on the road that has tempers, they're hot tempers, they're hot heads, they don't have emotional control or emotional high IQ, and they're prone to accidents, what would be what would be so what would be so difficult to allow a programmed robot satellite? It has all kind of surveillance around the car. It's been calculated, it's been tested, it's been tried. It's reading data all the time. It's getting self updates as to routes to take to reduce travel time. If you could do that on an airplane, because on the airplane sometimes the pilot do let it, auto phase out depending on where you are and the altitude, why wouldn't you do that in a car? You said that is crazy. I'm riding in one. Fourth emperor. That is amazing. I think that riding in the back of a robot taxi is going to be the new thing, and we have to get ready. California is already ready. We here in Detroit and Michigan and different places all over the world, I believe Texas, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, San Francisco, like I said, Hollywood, all parts of California and Texas, maybe Phoenix, are also participating in this robot taxi Uber style service now. Yeah, it says, yeah, I mean, it's definitely elite and it's definitely something whereas I believe that you have less likely of a chance to get into an accident. I just think it's safe. And I'm not trying to promote it. There's no promotion for me or no benefit for me to promote it. We're just having a conversation about it. And even the robots that were delivering food. Would you mind having your food delivered by a taxi robot instead of a person driving, door dashing, who has your food handled in the car versus the restaurant packaging your food in this robot hatchback and they program the address to where it goes and it directs itself by satellite to your address? Is that safe? I think that's absolutely safe. As to all the cases you now have heard with people going in people's food, during the routes of door dashing and doing, disgusting things and unheard of things with people's food and then trying to repackage it and then delivering it, that will eliminate all of that. How do you guys feel about that? Yeah, I think it says cool idea. I support that. Yes, thank you, D1 Broncos. We appreciate you. Tell us where you're tuning in from. Please remember to like and subscribe and share this video. We're talking about, would you participate in riding in a robot taxi? That was the absolute number one thing that caught my attention while I was out in Hollywood, California. I mean, I would say not even one, 3 out of 10 cars were all self-driving cars. And people were in the back of these cars as if it was someone driving, a person, and they had no worries. You couldn't tell that they were either reading something or they were relaxed. They was enjoying the ride, and they were going about their day. And everything that we witnessed with these cars, they were safe, they were predictable. They rerouted itself if traffic was too heavy on one route. They knew when to change lanes. They knew when to slow down. I mean, they were 2, maybe 3 cars behind the cars in front of us, just for safety purposes. I think it's an absolute phenomenal idea. I hope that Michigan catches on to this wave faster, sooner than later. I think it would decrease fatalities tremendously. What do you guys think? Oh, someone's riding in one right now. Okay, come on now. Tell us about your experience in that. Would you guys support that and fading out Uber, or now we're talking about jobs being lost as well because we had such a big influx of the Uber and the Lyft ride share industry. Now we see in LA and how in California that's pretty much phasing out. Not necessarily with completely, with it's just, passe now, but you are starting to see, like I said, every third car out of 10 was self-driving. And it wasn't just AM, it was AM, PM, evening, late evening, midnight. So these cars, these robot taxis run all through the night. Yeah, they scan the road with laser eyes. Yes, laser high beam eyes, satellites on the top, satellites on the side, satellites in the back. Um, they have what's called the brain in the car that gives all real-time reports of where accidents are, what's traffic travel, um, any reroutes, any construction. I mean, all of this information is filtering through this car while you're in the back seat waiting to go to your next destination, whether it's the airport, whether it's work, whether it's, your home, wherever you're going. This car is programmed to read all of this information to get you to where you need to go. And there's no limit on the mileage that I know of. If you guys know of that, let me know in the chat. But like and subscribe because we want to continue to talk about this. Would you participate and ride in a robot taxi? That absolutely blew me away. I mean, and the kids were like, "Mom, look at that. Would you do that?" I'm thinking about doing that. And the younger people are on board right away. There's no convincing them. They're just ready to do it because it looks cool. It's something that's trendy. It's something that, it looks like, it's a part of the new thing. Like I said, trendy, but it's also something where if you see one person is doing it and then you're starting to see another, it's contagious, right? So we're talking about, would you ride in the back seat of a robot taxi? It is absolutely taking wave in California. I think that this is one of the most safest way at this point to travel because, like I said, people kill people. Cars don't kill people, right? You have people that are driving that are intoxicated, that are either intoxicated with alcohol or some type of marijuana substance or anything of that nature that compromises their ability to drive. And so, if you have a car that's programmed and it's already been designed to do this particular thing, you don't have to worry about that component. You're not dealing with someone's emotions, you know. Oh, they have them in Houston too. That's awesome. Did you ride in one, Dr. Kendra? I love it. I can't wait to get in one. I got to come to Houston just to take a ride in one now because I didn't do it in California, but I do it in Houston. How was it, Dr. Kendra? Did you take a ride? And like I said, I think it's the safest way where you're not dealing with people and their emotions. You're not dealing with drunk driving. You're not dealing with DUIs, people driving under the influence. You're not dealing with people that don't know how to handle their emotions in the midst of uh, being uncomfortable, waiting in traffic. You got a lot of road rage, people that are driving that are, you know, just in such a rush to go where they're going. So you have high level road rage in different places. And the more traffic that you have, even in this season of spring, you have more construction. So people are they're less patient, versus being in a robot taxi. And it's like, okay, we've already programmed where we're going. We're gonna already reroute where we're going. We have an inbuilt natural navigation system. So we know the fastest route, we know the ways to go that we can avoid some of or most of all traffic. They're going to get you there safe. They're going to get you there on time. I think it's a brilliant idea. Dr. Kendra, you didn't ride in one, not yet. Okay, well, we're going to have to get together so we can ride in one so we can go live in it because I think it's a phenomenal idea. Like I said, I think it's the safest way for people to travel. And Michigan, y'all need to get on the ball with this because you got the rest of the world making waves ahead of you. And you need to be on that international wave if you're going to compete with international industries. So I think it's a phenomenal idea. We also was talking about the robot delivery services when they would bring the food right from the restaurants to wherever you live. And I think that's another wave that's trending, whereas you're reducing some of that Uber Eats and some of those DoorDash incidents where people are, doing things with the food and putting different things inside people's bags that causes them to get sick, etc., etc. I think now that we're having this robot delivery service, that may also take a lot of people's places and jobs when it comes to that industry. But at the same time, you've heard a lot of cases where people were getting sick, etc., and things caught on camera where people were mishandling other people's food when they was delivering it. If you have this small little robot taxi delivering food to your address, it comes hot, it is kind of incubated with some warmers or something of that sort, comes right to your doorstep. You open up the hatch, you get your food, it goes on about its way. So it's a lot of things that's trending, and higher wave level links in the world that we're experiencing. I want to know how you guys feel about that. Is it something where you're afraid? I see someone in the chat said it's scary. Well, what makes it scary? Because as often as I was seeing it, and I was just in California for a week, I was like, man, this is the new way to go. I'm like, sign me up. Let's get on this right now. Because it was so visual and it was so in your face. It was like, man, I want to do that. So it's becoming the norm. Is it the norm there in Houston? Thank you for joining. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and share this video. I want to hear some insights onto where you think the world is moving. I heard something on the news the other day, and it was regarding, the Strait of Hormuz has been blocked up, because of the war in Iran. And they said, well, we'll start to let these passenger freights through that's carrying this oil, but now we're going to start charging a fee, and we want the fee paid in Bitcoin. How you guys feel about that? You know, it's monetary. It's the new wave. I think Dubai is Bitcoin only, and certain parts of Europe is all Bitcoin. Are we behind in the U.S., or are we starting to tread forward faster because the whole world is catching on to this Bitcoin evolution? But I thought that was interesting that, even those that are in control of the Strait of Hormuz was saying, we're going to let these freights pass, but now we want to start incurring fees, and we want this paid in Bitcoin. So it's something to think about. It's absolutely something to think about. I'm waiting on the kids to come out here with their s'mores. Yeah, thank you for saying that. They're on the move more and more every day. It's an absolute, mind exploding phenomenon when you see all these different evolutions, and you want to make sure that you're constantly in a state of being able to be liquid for change. You cannot stay in the mindset that I hate change. If you're a person that hates change, you're going to be left far behind. And even saying that to say right now you're already far behind if your mindset is not open to the dynamics of change that are around you, because it's inevitable. Change is going to happen. And sometimes just being in a place to say, you know what, I'm open to that, will help revolutionize the way that you think and give you the mobility to move forward. But if you're someone, or you're in a group of individuals where everything has to be the same and it's mundane and it's, it can't go any other way, you're going to have a problem on your hand, because the world is moving faster than real time. I mean, you have people right now developing new ways to live underground live underground and also underwater. Certain cities now want to be built underwater. So it's a definite eye opener. And the more that we can stay in a position of understanding the times and being open to the things that could make life better for us and make it easier for us. And also now even just appreciating what you do have, whether it's in a career, if it's an entrepreneurship business, if it's, raising your family, being grateful now in these things because you don't know when things in that field and or that industry could change. You know, I would go to the grocery store or somewhere and people would say, I just can't wait to go home. Well, you got your wish because because now certain places don't need you, you know, and that's but I am saying that be careful what you say and be careful how you patient because a lot of industries are now dissolving because of AI, you know? And so you want to be able to, you know, provide for your family. You want to be able to go to a place where you enjoy, to work, to have compensation, to take care of things that you need to do as well as want to do. And you don't want those things faded out faster because of your lack of gratitude, you know, and your lack of appreciation for those things in that industry and those fields. So be grateful if you work at a supermarket because now, even at Whole Foods in California, you don't need, there's nobody at the register. Your credit card is connected to the store account, and everything that you put in the basket is tallied from that basket to your credit card, and it bills you before you leave the store. So, you know, I was at the DIA and a gentleman said, you know, I've been standing up all day. I can't wait to get out of here and go home. Well, you may not have a job next week, you know, needless to say. But saying that is also suggesting to be grateful for where you are and what you do have in the industry that you are in. I mean, this gentleman, you're in the DIA, the Detroit Institute of Arts, so it's a beautiful facility, beautiful people, beautiful artifacts. You're in a position where you're serving multiple international culture groups that come in, and it's, you know, obviously not open all day, so it's from a decent time frame, maybe 6 to 7 hours daily, and you can't wait to go home to do what? Watch TV. Like, I'm just saying, like, we got to appreciate what we do have, and we have to appreciate the blessings that God have given to us. And it's important for us to be able to be grateful for where we are and for what we have. So that's just my little tidbit for the day. I'm going to come back tomorrow and talk with you guys. But this was the topic. Hey, listen, we're sipping. The kids haven't got out here with their s'mores, but I'm going to continue to keep this fire burning. Would you ride in a robot taxi? Self-driving cars are all over Houston, California, um, obviously parts of Texas, Dallas, Austin, and Arizona. So is it coming to your state next? Egypt, Brazil, you guys have tuned in with us. Let us know. Is the popular currency there Bitcoin or Euro coin or whatever the coin is, Dogecoin? You know, put it in the chat. Let us know where things are shifting so that we can have a gaze forward into what's taking shape and coming to our neighborhood. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you so much. I'm coming back. These kids got to get out here and get these s'mores going because now the sun is going down, so it is getting a bit chilly. But I wanted to at least have them on here to have some s'mores with you, but we'll do it next time. This has been such a great topic. Remember, leave your comments. If there's something you want to discuss, put it in the chat or leave it on the page on the channel. The All-Star Menu, I'm sorry, the Menu All-Star Podcast at gmail.com. The Menu All-Star Podcast at gmail.com. Put it in there. Send me an email. We'll talk about it. I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for all of you for coming in last minute, and like and subscribe. Share this video. I got to get my subscription up. I'm on it. I'm doing as much as I can with everything that's going on, but I appreciate your energy, your time, your love, your views. I appreciate all of it. Till next time, I love you and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.